Welcome, everyone. You're listening to the Just
In
Time
time.
podcast with Max Burton and Henry Pausch. Introduce us, Henry.
Hey guys, welcome back to our second episode. Really excited to have everybody back if you guys are listening. And today we're talking about stonks, as the cool kids call it. And the war between Reddit and Wall Street, which is not a sentence I really ever expected to say in my life.
No, it's hilarious. I've been laughing for 2 days straight, and I only get my news about this from NPR and TikTok.
The two most credible news sources at this
Yeah,
point.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, but it was crazy listening to it on NPR. I was like, wow, this is a real thing. Because anything I see on TikTok, I'm like, wow, is this real? Is this credible? Like, how
Yeah.
big of a deal is this actually? It was like with the Trump impeachment, like not the impeachment thing, the rally thing, where I was seeing all these things like buy or register, you're gonna go to Trump's rally or whatnot, and we're gonna make a bunch of people go there that aren't actually gonna go. And I was like, this is never gonna work. And then it did. And then it was on like NPR and all these great credible sources. I'm like, wow, like we have a lot of power. Like I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of insane because there's so much like influence that social media sites are having at this point that I don't think anyone ever imagined. And on all places of Reddit, I think it makes it even funnier because Reddit's kind of the social media that like you're not supposed to talk about if you use it. Like it's kind of frowned upon to talk about it, and now the redditors just decided to do this, and I think we should probably explain what's happening with that. I don't know if you're fully aware of it, Max.
No, go for it. Go for
So I'm not an expert on this at all, and neither we are is Max. Like a full disclaimer
it. No.
that we are both under 18 and do not know a ton about the stock market. I kind of recently took an interest in it, like right before this all happened. But basically, so GameStop is kind of a failing company. They charge really high prices for a lot of stuff that really doesn't make sense. Like if you have a game you want to trade in, then you go take it and you'll get a tiny fraction of the price. And basically, they have ridiculous prices, and they've been failing as a company for a while. So this led to something that's called shorting a stock. And the best definition I found, I'm going to read out because I would not explain this well. But short selling is when an investor borrows shares and immediately sells them, hoping he or she can scoop them up later at a lower price, then return them to the lender and then pocket the difference. Shorting is much riskier than buying stocks or what's known as a long position. So basically, if you if the company does worse, then I believe they make a lot more money, and they make the difference, and they kind of borrow the shares. But if the company does well, they have to pay back a ton more money and cover the difference instead of gaining more money from it. And that's the best way to do it. And
I feel like it's almost combining a loan and a bet at the same time. Like you're betting against this company,
mhm.
but if you lose, you have to loan the money you just I don't know what happened with the money in the first place. Like I'm so dumb on this subject. Like
Yeah,
they bet against it and they paid who? They paid who to bet against it? GameStop?
I that's one thing that I'm not like clear about. I think so, but they it's like these very rich billionaires gave their money to I think they're all billionaires or millionaires, whatever.
Yeah.
Eat the rich, you know.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
they gave this money to this hedge fund, and they said, all right, this company's gonna fail. We're probably gonna make a bunch of money off of it, and then Reddit is like Reddit r/ Wall Street Bets. This guy, and I his username is Deep Effing Value, I believe, who's the first guy to ever to ever suggest anything like this. But he talked about GameStop stock, and he's the first user to talk about it. And basically, um, the whole Reddit, which is it has like 5 million subscribers, I think, or something like that, or I'll put the number up on screen. But the whole Reddit banded together and started buying GameStop stock, and it just soared, absolutely soared. I think it hit a peak of like $460, and it was barely hitting like 20. I think it was very low.
Wow. So all these early investors made a crap ton of money and these billionaires are losing so much money. That is my favorite part. Is like as a
Same.
as a general like the it's like the little man picking on the big guy. The little man finally got big enough to pick on the big guy and they got irrational and didn't they stop like you're not allowed to buy anymore or something?
Yeah, so on most trading apps, there's like I think there's some that have restored the ability to trade it, but
Okay.
they were not able to buy more. They were able to sell their stock for GameStop, and I believe AMC. There might be one more stock that you couldn't trade also. But they didn't want people to keep being able to buy more. They didn't want they wanted to save their Wall Street buddies because they were losing like one company I think lost like I don't want to say no number, but I think it was billions because I don't know
Mhm.
for sure, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah. No,
literal
I heard the
billions
same
of
thing.
dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and they're mad about it, but this is how they got rich too, right?
Hmm.
I someone's going to cancel me for this, but I think of the stock market almost like a game. It is a giant betting site, I feel like. You are betting on a company to do better, right? That's essentially what you're doing. Is when you put money into it, you're hoping that the company does better and other people put more money into it. So it's essentially betting. And they lost the bet and they're super mad at it now. But that you can't take it out on like I don't know. It's making me so mad, and I'm gonna be so mad if like they're trying to call stock manipulation. I think it is. I think they're taking like legal cases on like thinking this is stock manipulation, and I don't know what stock manipulation is, quite frankly. But it's not this. I can tell you that.
I mean, have you heard of insider trading?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
understand it.
so
But yeah.
insider trading is when somebody has information about a company and then they'll like
Mhm.
either buy more of a company because they know something about it, or they'll buy
Oh
or
yeah,
they'll sell
okay,
their
okay.
or their stock. So let's try to relate this. What do we call this? Like, what do you call it when a bunch of people want to make a stock valuable? I've heard the term outsider trading, and how do you make that illegal? Like, what do you say? Oh, people aren't allowed to talk about stocks on the internet. Like,
That's what I'm wondering. I was like, how is this? I'm genuinely curious, like what actual things they're gonna pull out in these legal hearings about like why this is illegal or why they couldn't have done this.
speaking of legal things, so with like Robinhood, for instance, when they deactivated the ability to buy more stock, there are now like class action lawsuits being filed against them because it's basically stock market manipulation because them saying we want to save
Good.
these billionaires, and I hope that people win them because I don't think it's at all fair to not let people buy more because there are some sites that I think have restored it. I don't know if all of them have the ability to buy GME and AMC,
Hmm.
but the
I,
damage was done. It went down like it went down a couple $100 at one point.
hmm.
And one thing that I don't know if everybody knows, but if you are like a stockbroker, I don't know exactly how it's done, but if you don't, there are people outside of the apps who can still trade after hours.
Only select people.
I think it's people. I think it's stockbrokers. I don't know how it's
Hmm.
done, but I know that if you have like a huge stake in it, that you can trade after hours, but you have to be like a company or a stockbroker or something.
Why do you think like Robinhood shut down? Like, what was the point of that? How are they like in with these billionaires? Because it doesn't make any sense they would shut it down for any other reason of like they didn't want these billionaires to continually lose their money, right?
Yeah, I think they just make money off these guys, and they want to help them out, and they're not going to put
So
as
I
much
figure.
money in the stock market, and they're going to make less money in their apps. But think about the how ironic it is that the app Robinhood is helping the billionaires. Like
I didn't even think about that.
like
That's like no.
Robinhood, who is like the guy who, I mean, he's basically socialism. Robinhood would take from the rich and give to the poor, and it's the
Well,
opposite.
that's what they did before. That's not what the company did, but that's what happened on their
Yeah,
website.
but by disabling it, it's definitely the
Yeah,
reverse situation.
yeah.
And I think it makes perfect sense with the timing because right now people are getting their stimulus checks. They get $600, and at this GameStop was like $80 a couple days ago, and they just like buy 3 GameStop because Twitter's talking
Mhm.
about it, Reddit's talking about it. They have this extra money. They just buy a couple, and if they sold at one point, it was at like $460. They would have made, even if you invested $80 in it, then you would have made a few $100s just from
Yeah.
taking a small risk. After it's insane, and yeah.
I am not a gambling guy, and I never want to be in control of my own stocks because it scares me so much. I just I want someone else to do it for me. I'm gonna invest in mutual funds. Like that's gonna be my forte there.
And that's totally fine. But I saw this tweet. This guy tweeted out, and he's just like, he's tweeted at these like these rich hedge fund owners and these rich guys, and he's just saying, guys, honestly, I invested like like a few $100s in this, and even if I lose, it doesn't really matter because like I have a stable job and I'll be fine even if it doesn't work out. But I just want to screw you guys over. And he says, right now, I'm just getting drunk. I'm watching anime and I'm just watching my stocks rise and fall. And I don't care what happens because I want to send a message to these guys that even the little man can succeed.
Good for they did that. They 100% did that. They all pulled together and we finally figured out we could do it.
Yeah. And the original Reddit poster who bought a lot of the stock, and today with all the plummets because people could only sell, he lost an insane amount of money. If he had sold at peak price, he would have made an insane amount of money, but today he lost over 15 million because he held. And to be fair, he still has a lot of money still invested in it, and he'll make money even if it goes down more. But this guy off of a YOLO, a literal YOLO, just bought it and he's holding it. And I think that Wall Street Bets has such a culture together that they're going to hold this stock and it could go even higher. And that's what I'm curious to see. And I hope it does because that'd be amazing.
Wow. Wait here. I have some stuff written down. Oh, we didn't talk about AOC's tweet today that we both saw. So AOC replied to a tweet about some news source, I think, reporting on how Robinhood stopped the buying of, oh my goodness, GameStop. And she was like, this is unacceptable. Like, this can't happen. Like, we need to stop this right now. And Ted Cruz was like, I agree with her. And she goes, pretty much, thanks, man, but you tried to kill me about a week ago. So I'm still not a fan of you. The best thing you could do for all of us is just resign. And all right. If I do say, all right. All right, sounds good to me.
All right, eat the rich, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Here, I want to see what it actually says because I don't want to just give you false information.
Yeah. Wait, here, Max, hold up your hand, and your hand is going to be where it is on screen right now.
Oh, it's right here.
You can move it around. Whoa. You can move it around if you want to make me edit more.
No, I'm not going to do that. Because hopefully this gets out soon enough, right? Oh, yeah, because it's going to be old news soon.
Yeah, old news, all right.
All right. For those of you that don't know, my dad is very British, and I never really hear his accent because I grew up with him. And one of the very few words I hear is all right. And so I continually say all right to anything. My teacher's like, all right, are you going to get this done, Max? All right. Just like, it just happens. And I really don't mean it to at this point, but it's actually a problem. It's a problem, but oh well. All right. So her first tweet was, this is unacceptable. We now need to know more about @Robinhood app's decision to block retail investors from purchasing stock while hedge funds are freely able to trade the stock as they see fit. As a member of the Financial Services CMTE, I support a hearing if necessary. Ted Cruz said, fully agree. And she goes, I am happy to work with Republicans on this issue where there's common ground, but you also had me murdered 3 weeks ago. And so you can sit this one out. Happy to work with almost any other GOP that aren't trying to get me killed. In the meantime, if you want to help, you can resign. Dang, dude, AOC flames people. She's the love of my life. What can I say? I've got some AOC socks. Did you get those for me, Henry?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I love those. Those are amazing.
He's got some great senior photos of them too.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
AOC is in my senior photos.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah. Hey AOC, if you're seeing this, Max, he's
she's got a boyfriend. I won't do it.
She's also like
whatever
in her 30s.
Nah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm almost 18, Henry.
Yeah, you're almost.
Almost. I'm close.
Yeah, almost all right.
9 more months. All right.
I think one
Sure.
thing that I don't want to gloss over is, well, the fact that we actually had Republicans and Democrats agree on something, which is positive, but also what Google is doing with this, because Google. So today on the Robinhood app, they were bombed with over 100,000 one-star reviews, being angry over the fact they couldn't buy GameStop because, I mean, I don't think that's fair, and I think a lot of people don't think that's fair. Just to not let people buy into a company, buy shares. And Google removed every single one of those reviews.
What? Why?
Because they make money off of Robinhood.
Our entire world is just based on the rich get richer.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is exposing that. So I guess that's a good thing. I guess we've always known, the rich are getting richer and the rich continue to get richer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they do. But I feel like maybe, hopefully, this is exposing that to more of the common people.
Yeah.
All these, I don't know. Bernie's been saying it for a while. AOC's been saying it for a while. Warren's been saying it for a while. But people haven't listened.
I think you mean Democrats.
Yeah, no, I guess, I do mean Democrats, but Joe Biden only recently started saying it, though, don't you think?
That's true.
Once he started seeing that, like, Bernie's message was actually true and getting out there. And
I think you can look back on a lot of stuff that Bernie said, and we're going to look back on it in the future and agree with him on a lot of things. And I think we're going to regret not doing some of the things that he's, fought for over the years. And yeah.
What a man.
What a man.
What a man.
What a man. Oh, I can't wait till my Bernie shirt comes in with the picture of the shirt. Ooh.
Oh, we both got Bernie shirts. I got an embroidered one from some lady on TikTok. I saw it like almost immediately after all the memes came out, and I was like, I want to buy this, in her comment section. And she was like, okay, buy it. It's on my website, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, I did.
Yeah.
Best money I've ever spent. It looks cozy. It looks fantastic. And Bernie's amazing.
And shout out to Bernie, because he sold some of the shirts on his own campaign store, got sold out instantly, and it all went to charity.
What a good man. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can't really hate him because he is just a good dude.
Yeah, and Bernie, like, whether you agree with his policies or not, he's been fighting for individuals and people for a long time. Whether you agree with the way he's doing that or not, I think you have to recognize that he genuinely wants to not be empowered by the rich people that a lot of people are or different politicians are funded by, and he wants to fight for the people. And I think that reflects in the policies that he's pushed throughout the years.
All right, I don't want to stay on this subject too long because I have a feeling we're going to talk about this next episode.
That's true.
Or the episode that's already come out. Who knows when this comes out, right?
Yeah.
And but I think more importantly is we should, or not right now, but we will talk about how everyone loves Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is a great, amazing person across the board. Republicans and Democrats are like, he's just an amazing family man, just good guy, just a good guy, no matter if you support him or not.
You said Biden.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Bernie. Okay.
Yeah. No. Okay. I didn't mean Bernie. No, Biden.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I forget I think it was Mitch McConnell that was like, you know what? Biden's just a good dude. Like, I've been in this game with him for a long time, and he's just a good dude, which is crazy for Mitch McConnell to say. But like I said, I don't want to stay on this for too long because I have a feeling this is going to come up next episode.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, check that out, people.
Yes, check
it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, our next episode, I think, is going to be particularly interesting. So feel free to check us out. I think we're about to end the podcast, so we appreciate all of you listening.
All righty. Goodbye, people. Thank you for listening, and tune in next time. We are just
in time.
Bye.
Bye.